Hi everybody, my name is Linus Mel and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I was at my local nursery, Color Paradise, and I thought I'd share the kinds of plants that are proven to be rabbit resistant. The first one is an aconitum. It's also called wolfsbane, and this one blooms in the fall. Other name for it is also called monkshood. It is it grows it's a USDA zone, I think 5 to 8, 4 to 8, and it grows to 27 inches tall to 14 inches wide. The thing with my garden is that the rabbits have no predators, so they can willy-nilly just multiply. So I figured if I buy this is highly poisonous plant, by the way, then they will leave it alone. Now, this is not rabbit resistant as far as I know, but I have been looking at maybe getting mountain hydrangeas. Never seen it in bloom until today, and I'm quite impressed by the size of the sterile blooms. It's sterile, the big blooms are sterile outside, and the little ones are the ones that pollinators like. It is not rabbit resistant, but it grows from 6.6 to 1.2 meters tall. The other one that I saw blooming in at the nursery that day too is a top fun. It's about the same size, but the blooms are smaller and it's a little bit brighter. Now I don't know if it's smaller because the other one is more far ahead, but I do like the dark leaves. Now, let's go back to rabbit resistant plants. This is the Roseanne geranium, hardy geranium. It's probably my favorite hardy geranium because they bloom from spring to fall. It can tolerate part shade, and I haven't been really irrigating it, so it's good for dry shade. It's hardy USDA zone 5 to 8, grows up to 20 inches tall and 24 inches wide. Very, very beautiful landscape plant. I highly recommend that you get this one. Next are Gaillardias. They are very drought resistant and the rabbits don't like them at all. Maybe they would nibble a little bit, but as far as I can tell in my garden, they just leave it alone. It's perennial. It grows a full sun from USDA zone 2 to 10. This variety is, I believe, the Arizona apricot. No, Mesa peach. No, Arizona apricot. And they grow up to 12 inches tall. They are very easy to grow from seeds, though. But if you do start them from seeds now, most likely they'll just form rosettes and bloom next year. So I could buy some seeds and start them this year so that I can have blooms for next year. This is, I think, Arizona red. For $11, I can just buy a seed packet and grow myself. Some more Gaillardias. Now this ones are Euphorbias. This is Ascot Rainbow. I showed this on my previous tour here at Color Paradise. It grows up to USDA zone 6 to 9, but in some website it says it goes down to USDA zone 5. Right beside it is the Euphorbia polychroma bonfire, and instead of it being bright green like Ascot Rainbow, this is dark red. In some websites, it says it spreads up to 3 feet wide, but I think conservatively they said 18 to 24. Now, the other plant that I was here for is an iris, a German iris. This is called Dwarf Chief Iris, and Let's see at the label here. It grows up to 34 inches height and 46 inches width. Oh, 16 inches width. Up goes down to USDA Zone 4. I had Siberian iris in my garden because I thought rabbits won't like them, but they had been nibbling at it. They haven't touched my German iris, so I'm gonna replace one of those for this one and just move my Siberian iris to a more protected spot. This is a Nymphophia, and this variety is Regal Torch Lily. I've had Nymphophia started from seeds, and I had no problem germinating them, so I didn't really want to buy a big plant for $12, or I think $11.29, because they were on sale when I went here. So I'll just get more seeds if I want to and grow them myself. But very pretty plant in the landscape. Lavender. Rabbits definitely don't like lavender. This one is a English lavender, grows up to zones 4 to 9, and 12 inches by 12 inches tall. Most of the lavender I have in my garden are grown from seeds, but because I've decided to use lavender as my matrix planting instead of grass, just to keep the rabbits away, I bought 30 quart-sized plants from my local grocery store once they went on sale. Got tons of those already planted in my garden. Now, Shasta Daisy, rabbits don't really like them. So if you want something bright and cheery, Shasta Daisy is a good rabbit-resistant plant that you can add in your landscape. It grows up to 15 to 16 inches tall and 12 inches wide, but they do spread in USDA zone 4 to 9. It says full sun, but it can thrive in part sun too. Probably won't bloom as much, but it'll live. Bee balm. Bee balms, rabbits don't touch them, so it's good for a garden that gets decimated by rabbits. This particular one is called Balmy Purple, and it grows from USDA zones 4 to 8, goes up to 10 to 12 inches tall, and 12 to 14 inches wide, so a little bit smaller than the species bee balm. I grew the Panorama Monarda from seeds, and they germinate well. So we'll see this year how they look in blooms. Now I bought a Scrophularia macrantha for my last trip here in Colored Paradise. And I only just bought one because I wanted to try if they are really rabbit resistant, and they are. So since it's on sale, I'm gonna get another one to replace my Siberian iris. And also because the seeds are available, I'm going to try to grow them from seeds and get more from those as well. Grows up to 36 inches tall and 18 inches wide. Bright red. Hummingbirds love them. Another definitely rabbit resistant plants are sedums. This one caught my eye because the form and the leaves are different. It is peach pearls. There's not a lot of websites really that shows what it looks like in bloom. It grows to USDA zone 6, 4 to 9. Grows up to 14 inches tall, but spreads from 18 to 24 inches wide. Maybe I'll come back maybe in a couple of weeks just to see what they look like in bloom. But I do find the elongated leaves, interesting compared to the one beside it, which is, I believe, is the Autumn Joy. The leaves of the Autumn Joy is a bit more rounded, so maybe it's a good contrast together. This is well, it used to be called Perovskia, but I think they've reclassified it as a salvia now. It's Russian sage. This one is called Little Spire. It grows up to 18 to 24 inches tall to 24 inches wide, so a little bit smaller than the species variety. It needs full sun, it likes it dry, so it's great for those dry, arid areas. Now, this one is called Obedient Plant. I started some from seeds and they are rabbit resistant. They haven't been touched by the rabbit at all. This variety is called Crystal Peak White. Can grow from sun to part shade and goes up to 16 inches tall and 18 to 24 inches wide from USDA zones 2 to 9. I have been reading that they can be a thug if they are not surrounded by plants that are also vigorous. So just be mindful when you choose a spot for it. It's a beautiful plant, beautiful blooms. Now, my favorite spring flowering plant is the JM, and this one is the Double Bloody Mary. Grows up to USDA zone 5 to 9, grows up to 18 to 24 inches in height, and 12 inches apart width. They do like it moist, so put it in a spot that doesn't get too dry, or at least irrigate them. But very rabbit resistant, and I really enjoy having them in the spring. Sway in the breeze. If you made it to the end of this video, try to show up here every Thursday, so until I see you again, bye for now.